Hey guys, Vladimir here with Desktop Makes. So just when you thought I was done with this soccer ball, think again. So I did the first design and then got your feedback. Specifically, Swami had some really good suggestions. I did another video using his optimizations. But this opens up your mind and you start thinking of different ways that you can approach things. And I thought, you know what? Why not just go with it? So gonna fire up Fusion and try a thought I just had. And thought, why not just hit the record button and go along with it? And if you're still sticking along for the ride, thanks for being here. And I'll show you my new thought process now. So if you recall, the first approach recalled creating a sketch and then using joints to figure out these angles and then patterns to create the rest of the ball. Here I'm going to use more of a sketching approach. And I'm just going to kind of go with it and explain my thought process here, and it's gonna also show and teach some additional tools in Fusion. This other approach, really the only way you can go is if you already know these angles. So the first approach, if you don't know the angles, it's nice because you can use joints to figure that out, because Fusion will resolve those angles for you. But let's say you already know those angles, right? We've got a model here and I'm going to use my inspect tool. I see that that's 142.6. I'm going to just click to copy that. That's a little trick there. If you click on that inspect dialog box, it'll copy that angle. All right, so now that I have that, let's go back. Let's create a new design here. And I'm just going to go with part design instead of hybrid. For now, I don't plan on using joints, but let's see, that might change. So we're going to create a sketch on the XY plane. I'm going to come in with our polygon tool. So this part here is going to look very similar. It starts off very similar approach. Let me go with a 22 millimeter length there, make it a little shorter. And we're going to go with the same approach with another polygon there, this time a hexagon. And let's go ahead and connect these. All right, finish sketch, create, actually go back to our surface environment, create patch, and let's repeat the patch. I'm going quickly through this because I've already covered this part a couple times. All right, here, once we get to this point where we've got two patch bodies, instead of using joints, I'm going to use my move body tool, or move copy, and this will allow me to move bodies. So here I'm going to say select this hexagon, and the move type is going to be rotate. The axis of rotation is going to be this edge here. I'm just going to start moving this, and I can paste that angle here. Now here you can see it goes in the opposite direction. Usually all you have to do is either subtract or add 180. So I'm going to say this minus 180. Actually, I gotta go the other way, so 180 minus, just to get it, once it goes in the correct direction, you'll see, so that works. Okay, so next, this is where the approach is gonna also differ. I'm gonna go back to sketch. I'm gonna create a sketch on this hexagon here. So instead of creating another pentagon here and then using joints to connect it, I'm just gonna create a sketch here, and then I'm gonna grab my polygon tool, do a pentagon, and let's grab our coincident constraint, and I'll constrain these edges together, and then finish sketch. And then I'm going to do that same approach here, where I'm going to go to surface, create, patch that pentagon, and then let's go to move tool again, and you can see they're all in the same plane there. So all I'm going to do here is just go, again, repeat that move command, select the body I want to move, and the move type, I'm going to use rotate. The axis is going to be this edge here. I'm going to go ahead and start moving that, paste it, and this time I think I'm going to do 180 minus, nope, I always get it wrong. If there's a 50-50 shot, I always get it wrong. 142 minus 180. Okay, that's the angle I want. Click OK. Perfect. And I'm going to do that one more time. So I'm going to create, let's go back to solid, create a sketch on the pentagon, and let's go and create a polygon. And we'll do hexagon, same idea, and then grab a coincident constraint, and I'll coincident, let's say the pentagon here to the hexagon, finish sketch. I'll go back to surface, create patch that pentagon, And then just do that same thing one more time because these two are on the same plane. So what I'm gonna do is rotate it. So move copy, and then gonna move. Sometimes I don't know why it switches that up. I'm gonna make it bodies. Selection is you're gonna select the body you want to move. Axis is gonna be I'm gonna go with this edge, and then paste that angle. See which way it moves. And then let's try minus 180. Oh, of course. And then we'll do 180 minus. So yeah, you do one, if it doesn't work, you do the other. And if you're like me, the first one is always wrong. Or you can kind of think about it ahead of time and see if it needs to be a negative or a positive angle there. Anyway, this works. Okay, so click. And here, so what I did here is just use the move copy tool. So I'm creating a sketch on the same plane and then using that angle to get then, you know, this shape here. Now this shape is exactly what I need to create a hemisphere of the soccer ball. So I can create a whole half of it just with this shape. Now I'm going to create a pattern here. So let's stitch these together because I don't want to pattern the bottom. When I was playing around with this before, if you stitch this whole thing and then you pattern it, you end up with 5 copies of this pentagon, which is going to give you an issue later. I found out when you convert it, when you stitch everything together and you get a solid, it ends up not forming a solid and you just end up with patch bodies. That's because this gets duplicated. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to try something different. I'm going to go to modify, stitch, and I'm just going to stitch these. And a quick shout out to Swami, who, and you know, I think what kind of opened my mind to this approach is that he mentioned, well, instead of doing patterns of each individual shape, he was like, just create these and then pattern them together. So anyway, yeah, another shout out to Swami for going into this deep dive with me. All right, so we have, ooh, I made a component. Okay, so I made a component, and I think that's because, why did it make a component, new component? When I stitched this, it made a component instead of a body. Let me undo and just redo that again, see what exactly happened. I'm going to go back to before I had a component. I had all these bodies here. I'm going to modify, stitch 1, 2, 3. I have this set to new body and I click OK. Alright, I'm not sure what happened. Why did it make a component? But anyway, this is where I wanted to end up. I got one body here and this body here. Now I want to do a pattern of just these 3. So let's go to create, pattern, circular pattern. Take these as one body, the axis of rotation, Z. I'm going to go with 5. Click OK. Perfect. Alright, now I've got half my soccer ball. So what I'm going to do here now, I can combine all these into one. Modify, stitch. In your surface world, stitch really becomes your combine tool. So I'm going to combine all that into one. Oh, interesting. Okay, so that's what it did before. When you combined it, it made a component. But it's one body. It says body, not component here. I'm going to undo and try it again because that's weird behavior, especially that I'm in part design. It usually doesn't let you go into creating components unless you switch it into hybrid. So let's try that one more time. Modify, stitch. Just gonna select everything. It says new body, it doesn't say new component. Click OK. And now it went to new body. I don't know, I'll have to go back and figure out what's going on there, but the fact that it's making components throw me off. Alright, so we've got our one body, and then here we'll do the same thing. Actually, at this point, I think it is better to just go to a component because I'm gonna go ahead and mirror it and then move it into place, and that's just gonna be easier to do with constrained components. But watch this though, this is what's confusing me. If I right click here, I don't have an option to create a component from this, right? Because I'm in part design. So what you could do, this will probably happen to you, it's happened to me sometimes in the past where I think I'm just going to stick in part design, but then I'm like, well, it'd be good to have a component right now. Well, you can always switch over by just hovering over part design, clicking on that little pencil, and then changing this to hybrid, and then say convert. Now when I hover over bodies, I have the option here to create component from bodies, and there's my components here. And I'm gonna go ahead and go to constraint components, so I can go assemble, constraint. Actually, I need to mirror it first. So let's create mirror and object type here. Let's go with components. Select the whole thing, my mirror plane. So just like last time here, whoops, wrong plane there. Select that, there we have it. And now I can go to assemble constraint components. And using the align tool, I'll say this edge is going to go to this edge, and we can then add another constraint and pick an edge that's easy to see here. So I'll do an angled edge to this angled edge, and perfect. I still have patch bodies here, and then so I'm going to go to modify stitch, select both, and so here now I have new components. So it will create a new component. Okay, that I'm gonna click OK. And this component here now has a solid body in it. And oh, what's interesting, yeah, I did like a sub-component. So we have an assembly. Even though I was in the top design here, I'm just kind of figuring out the organization. I did a component inside that. So let's try, if I open this up, that changes it to new body. Let me undo. I just want to see what happens if I change this from when I initially did the stitch, going back to that part. I had it as a new component. What if I just do join instead? I think that will keep it cleaner because it's just going to throw it all in this component here. And then I have this component, which I'm just going to remove. I don't need, that's an empty one. So, okay, yeah, instead of creating another component, just join, it'll keep it all in one component. And if you have an extra one, you can just delete it. That way you don't have this hierarchy of like subcomponents. Okay, so that was just another approach there to get here. Exercise your mind a little bit. It's just fun playing with these shapes. So if you're if you're sticking with me in these deep dives, thanks. This is a lot of fun. And I may, if I come up with another approach, I may just come in and do it. I'm fine to stick with the soccer ball all through the World Cup. We've got a month of this, so you can join me or you can get sick of me and go somewhere else. But I still have actually some more ideas of things I want to do. I got some comments about actually making this round, so I've got some ideas I want to pursue there, where this is what a ball would look like if it's not inflated, and then once you inflate it, you get that nice, an actual round ball. So I got some ideas of ways I want to approach that. But anyway, if you're stuck around, thanks. As always, any questions with my approach, leave it in the comments below. All right, if you'd like to support my channel, check out the links below. I've got some great resources listed there, including my free constraints cheat sheet that lists all the constraints and how to use them in Fusion, and a new free mini course that I've created. And if you're an educator, make sure to check out my classroom license to my Foundations of 3D Design bundle. All right, guys, I will see you in the next one.